Okay, so here we are, part 3 of our video tutorials here. Alright, inside this one, what we're going to do is we're going to add a series of lines inside the illustration. And so we're going to make them follow basically along with these guides, but I have a very specific pattern that I want them to follow. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but at the same time, you guys get a lot out of seeing how this works, when it comes down to it. So what I want you to do is go ahead and grab a line segment tool to start. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw the first line, and then we shouldn't have to draw another line from here, okay, because we'll just duplicate and rotate and work from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, I'm going to start dragging up, alright, and my guide's nice because it kind of just keeps me on top of it for as long as I can manage it, but what I'll do is also add the shift key to constrain it straight up and down. I'm going to take it up so it's, I'll just eyeball it between the edge of that circle and the black circle there, and I'm going to, before I release, I'll add in the option key, which when that happens, that's actually going to draw the line from the center in both directions. And so I'll release, and then I'm going to turn off my guide so you can see exactly what happened there. I'll probably have to change the color of the line here in a second, but turn that off. So if you look, it drew the line in both directions here so that we have it there. Now what I'll do is I'll also change the color of that guide so it's a little bit easier to see. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's the one line we're going to do, and we created that by holding on the option key and the shift key while we drew straight up. Okay, now I've got my selection on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the rotate command, alright, and we're going to just use that dialog box again. So let's go option and click, and it's already set to 22.5, which is awesome, because that puts it right in the middle of the next circle, and keeps us in good shape there. And so what I want to do is I want to show you a little trick that you can use so that you can find like angles and whatnot and kind of get things in the right place. Because what I want to do is I actually want a line to go between each of these spots as well. Okay, which I can do that in my head. It's 11.25 degrees. But say it's the end of the day, you're frazzled, you don't remember how to do math anymore. Well, one of the easy ways that you can find these equations is by these degrees is by adding in the equation. So if I wanted half of that angle amount, all I'd have to do is divide by 2, and then tab, and it actually does the math for you. Which like a program like this, which you spend thousands of dollars, okay, it should do it for you. Okay, it should be able to figure that out for you. So that's awesome. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to actually copy that. Okay, so there's the first set of our rotations there, and then we're just going to Command D, duplicate those until we get to this point here, which is basically the 90-degree angle on that. Alright, which is pretty nice. It got us, right where I wanted it to be. It put it in place there. But you know what? I think I want it to look a little bit different than this. I think I want to stop at the 45. So let's go Command Z, and then we're going to stop right there with the first set. And then what I want to do is I want to take this line here, and let's option click again, but instead of 11.25, let's go a full 45 degrees. So let's multiply that. So if you do a shift 8, which is, so 11.25 shift 8, which gives you the asterisks, and then you times that by, multiply that by 4, tab, brings you up to 45. It's, like, believe me, you don't have to do it that way. You could just type in 45 since you know that's where you want to go. But like, if you're having some troubles with that, it's it's an option for you. So, and then we're just going to copy that down. And so we have our first 5 sections there. Here's my next one. Let's do one more rotate command, And so shift click, oops, option click. I'm gonna click right here. I'm gonna cancel that because I messed up my command. It'll happen. Believe me, it'll happen often. Option click in the center. I don't want 45. What I want it 11.25. So let's divide by 4, and then we'll tab away so we can see 11.25 is what I end up with. Copy that, and then Command D, Command D, Command D. Okay? And I like that because I wanted that intersection there. So the cool thing about that is now that we have those in place, that's all the transformations I want to do with the lines. All right? My last little touch. What I want to do is I want to actually rotate these lines so that they're more on the, kind of in between the 45s. So I'm going to click, then I'm going to shift click with that was a command click I did to bring up my selection tool. I'm going to add shift in so I can start adding more of these lines in. I only need to select these 10 here because there's really only 10 lines. Okay, once they're there, then I'm going to option click again. You notice that this could be one of those commands that really kind of works and helps you. And so let's actually make this rotation at 22.5. 2, and then let's tab to see where that goes. Okay, good, because what I want is I want these center ones to be left alone, but all the others to have the lines intersecting through them. That's okay, and I'm going to hit OK because I don't need to copy that move. I just want to make it okay. All right, so you've learned how to use the math equations inside the dialog box now. It's not an every time thing, but every now and then it'll make life easier because it's easier to type sometimes than it is to figure out in your head and just go that way. So use it when you need to. Don't worry about it if you don't. And I'll see you in the next video.